nice knight. Now he's motivating me to actually get one of those. To actually get a nice knight. Starting with the French moves. Castle. Support the knight there, and to keep consistent with the series, I will definitely be putting my bishop over here. H6, pretty much always a useful move there. Now I really want to put my knight into the middle, but we clearly have a pin here. It's a bit of a problem. So I'm sitting here going, how can I move this knight? The only way is to move my queen, basically. So I think we need to find a way to do that. White's most likely going to go here, I would guess. I think I need some space for my queen. Again, if my opponent's pawn was on e3, it'd be no problem. I would never play this move because I would just play queen e7. But because there's an open file here, as you guys know, this isn't the exact setup. It would be a little bit more perfect like that. Here we can, yeah, I think just take this. This looks pretty good. This bishop is going to come alive soon. There's a couple of different pieces that can make themselves known. So if we take here and we go knight g4, thinking we win this, the king could actually come up like to h3 or g3, and I don't think it's so obvious anymore. So I feel like moving the queen out of the way, but then knight f3, if I move the bishop, maybe that happens. Not the simplest position here at the end of the day. We may need to give up our bishop pair. If we move this, then rook takes on e8. So yeah, not easy at all. It's making me think more and more of maybe pushing the pawn, something like that. I think we'll try it. Yeah, well, this was the reason I did that. It's because I thought we could take now. Now we're defending our knight. Almost certainly we'll see bishop to g3, which would be a good move. Trying to fix the pawns. But for me, this is nice. Obviously, we get to double the pawns in front of our opponent's king, which is a good thing. And we can bring this rook right on into the center. Okay, we're going to take that. Here we go. Oh, everybody's trading. Okay. We have some big attacking moves next. We're also up 2 pawns now, and ooh, there's another pawn on a light square. Some big weaknesses here. Kind of want to go here and like rook e1. Just kind of sitting here. My opponent resigns. I've never seen anything like this in my life. What? It's literally my turn. And it's my turn, and I've legitimately been sitting here thinking for like 10-15 seconds. Like, what? I don't get it. Like, look, I get when your position is so bad that some people just throw in the towel. They're like, this position's garbage, I'm out of here. And I get sometimes you make a move and then you're just staring at your own position like, this sucks. But he's down 2 pawns here. And he didn't hang any material right there. What gives? Why abandon the game right now? I don't understand. Okay, d4. Bring the knight out. We have been seeing quite a bit of d5. Very normal reaction to d4. We're gonna play e3. I think we're gonna play b3. Still going for my move order here. Now, when I see this, there's no bishop coming out, which is great. This bishop can still make it out here. So here I'm gonna play the a3 move. Stop any nonsense there. Then he's gonna try to do that. So we're gonna bring our bishop to b2. And now, looks like we're getting ready to castle, but instead of castling right away, I am gonna actually make the point to bring my knight to d2. So we've stopped the knight from coming here. We've stopped e5. It's looking pretty good here. Let's castle. When I see this, immediately I think that my opponent's trying to play this. Doesn't mean that it's an unbelievably great move, but I think it's nice to stop it. Just on the principle that he wants to do it. And this is a great square for my queen. I want to put my queen here anyway. My opponent's threatening e5. Hopefully we are well aware. That must be prevented. Guys, it happened again. I don't know what's going on here. I win a piece in the frickin' center of the board every time. Like, it's just so easy. Nobody pays attention to this bishop. Like, this has got to be the freest ELO. It's just waiting for you. You just got to go get it. Got to go collect it. Oh my goodness, not another one. Bro. I mean, that's real tough out there. We'll take that. Save the bishop for real. Ooh, king h7. Okay, some energy there. Definitely looking at this. Queen g6 might fix the pawns, but it does get a nice trade for us. Bishop d3 obviously looks like a great move, but there is f5 there, so I don't really know how important it is. We can do it anyway, may as well play it. But yeah, after this I'll probably just trade. Why not? We're up 2 pieces, so also threatening a fork here. You can just anchor that knight in. Oh, he wants to close things up, I guess. Or not. Okay, we can get an open line here on the G file. I don't think there's any other threats in the position, so looks like we're free to do this. And H3, we can go G4. So we guarantee an open file of some sort. Bring the other rook over. I think taking is probably the way to go. That's gonna be a rook for me. And we can well, almost go here. But maybe we have a nice move. And it's, I mean, aiming for a nice checkmate there on d7. And there's actually no way to get out of it. You only have 2 moves. And they both seem to lead to the exact same outcome. Checkmate on d7. Now look, we could sit here and once again talk about how great this opening was, but really it's the bishop on b2. So what I've been doing is anticipating my opponent playing e5. So I like to get that bishop out to b2 quickly, As soon as they play this and don't get their bishop out, you've probably seen my games are much easier. So there's nothing you can do about that. If your opponent wants to develop their bishop here, I mean, they can. There's absolutely no way to stop it. However, if they don't, oh my goodness, your position is so good. And I like to play a3 because lower rated players especially love to give that check, and sometimes it's not that bad to ruin our setup. So we just don't deal with it with a3. Then bishop here, important to stop e5. And then we're just developing. It looks like we're ready to castle, but really I'm looking to stop knight e4. And then I like queen e2 just to stop that. That's probably where our queen's gonna go every time anyway. And then it's knight e5. And then it's f4. That's what we'll be doing next. Knight e5, f4. Maybe the rook can swing over to e1 or d1. And maybe rook f3, lift the rook. But we're just gonna have a huge attack at that point. Because we've done the 3 important things in the opening. We've stopped knight e4. We've stopped knight b4 or bishop b4. And we've stopped e5. And I've always said, if you do all 3 of those things, your opening will be phenomenal. But most important, out of all 3 of those things, gotta stop e5. All right, we're gonna go d4. We get a quick d5 and an even quicker bishop f5. So this immediately makes me think that maybe the guy's gonna try something like this. So let's see here. I'm gonna go b3. Show my intentions early of putting my bishop here. Goes here. If I see e6, I'm probably gonna play a3 just because I don't want to deal with that bishop move. And also when the knight threatens to go there, we'll already have it covered. So now we have that. Now we can get our bishop out, get castle. I've told you guys, just because they put their bishop there doesn't mean we should be like tiptoeing around, trying to avoid it, any of that. I think we just want to play the same way. So I wonder, do we want to take this? Do we not? I don't know. I feel like I will take it. Oh, wow. Taking that way is definitely not expected. Interesting. It does make me think that I want to push this pawn in the center. So truthfully, that would probably change my plans a little bit, but we'll wait and see what black wants to do here. Let's castle. And, you know, queen e2 idea. We've still stopped e5 as we want to every single game. Goes with c5. Yeah, I think we may as well just hop right in there. Let's do it. Oh my goodness. Guys, not again. Like, kidding me right now. Like, chess is so easy. Let's get real. I've won a piece just about every single time I put the damn knight in the center. It doesn't have to make sense. It's just, they take it. And then we win a piece. That's it. It's like a regular occurrence. I don't know why. I can't explain it. But there it is. Every time. Better start playing this opening quick. Oh my goodness, we don't even just win a piece, we win multiple pieces. Could just take it. He's gonna think that he blundered this piece because of this fork, not because it was actually just hanging. I'm not trying to win pieces so... Oh my... I'm not trying to do it this easily. I'd rather play a longer game where I actually get to showcase the opening. Some of the middle game ideas. It's just not what I wanted. How do you compare this to the London? This one definitely commits a little bit harder. You can play the London very slow, very positional. You can do that with this one as well, but I think the positions naturally lend themselves to more aggressive, more like pawn storming, a little bit more like the stone wall. The London can turn into the stone wall, but usually only in a very good way. So most of the time it doesn't. but this one is much closer relative. All right, Matt. Well, we're going to go here. I'm going to go out with the knight, and this is because, you know, we're kind of ready to play like this. Okay, let's move that knight back. Put this bishop here. And we want to play like a6, c5. Okay, interesting move. Queen there. I'm not going to let it stop what I'm doing though. And remember, we want to play this before we bring the knight out. Okay, let's take it with the pawn. Get some nice control here. Get all my pieces out. Just hope that the opponent doesn't play queen e3 or something that hangs material. This one's interesting. It seems like it does drop a pawn in the middle, but with the queen sliding over, I could see this working out, definitely. I see the vision. I do see the vision. Well, it's kind of hard not to take this pawn. I guess the only other move would be something like this, but you know, it does look a little suspicious. I would say knight takes e6 becomes very powerful there. So let's try this, hit the queen and see how he reacts. Because queen here, we can also just move that knight. Okay, we're gonna go knight takes e5. So he does go here, but obviously he's doing it with a purpose. Now he's hitting the knight. So I think we're gonna go here. He's also defended his knight. So there's a lot of good things about the move he just did. It feels to me like this is the right one. I definitely expect that move. Even in the face of this, like even though that's available. But we shall see. So this is a move that actually doesn't threaten that. It actually threatens that. So there is a threat in this position. I think we do have this one, but objectively makes the most sense to just deal with this threat first before we go doing other stuff. Yeah, we can still play this actually. So I think probably makes the most sense to. I mean, it's also possible to take, but yeah, this looks fine. We'll take probably next move so that we don't have that to worry about. He also has to decide where he's going to put this queen. It's not the most obvious. So let's take here, because if the queen takes, I was thinking that he might be concerned about that, but yeah, I guess not. Take this one. And yeah, I think probably best either to just take it or go queen here. Maybe I lean queen f3 only because, you know, rook e1 will just get a massive trade. Same with this. That's a check. So yeah, we get to trade every piece on the board. And we have an extra bishop. I would probably do all this anyway, but the extra bishop means it's a no-brainer. We like a good trade. And we'll just go and push our pawns up here so that we know the king can't advance anywhere. This will also stop the king from pushing there, and then we can just escort this pawn down. And I think I will put that pawn on h3. For example, now the king is just tucked in there. It's only got 2 squares, and we can just enjoy our easy Checkmate. GG, Matt. Yep, put that king in jail. Cover the escape squares everywhere. King never had anywhere to run to. GG. We've gotten these kind of closed positions before, but yeah, just the fianchetto, put the pawn up, attack the center, make sure all your pieces have squares to go to. Sometimes this knight is here, and what you see me do is I'll put it here, I'll put this knight here, and then I'll put that knight on c6, so this bishop has e7. But notice how all four of my pieces always find themselves to this, this, and this square. There's always a knight here, and there's always another knight there. So if your knight is here and can't move there, and you know that your two knights have to end up there, well, how are you going to get them there? You need to do this. Flip them around. In this case, I moved the knight out, and then it got attacked, so I just went back, and then this knight can develop directly. So just make sure you do your pawn moves before, and you're all good. This is not the exact setup that we're looking for, but it's the best we can do with the black pieces against e4, so we've had it quite a few times. Okay, we'll go d4 to start. Wait and see the reaction here. Knight out to f3. And again, any kind of like early c5 shouldn't really be a problem because we're always playing e3 to support that. So should be good. We'll do this. See what our opponent wants to do. Knight e7. Definitely strange. Taking the opportunity when the bishop could not move to that square to play this. The reason I think I'm just going to go here and I don't care about a3 is because I have knight d2 and that looks pretty solid. So I almost wanted to bait my opponent to play this because, yeah, this just doesn't bother me. Castles. So yeah, I definitely don't think I need to spend time on a3 here. Maybe we can get it done without that. And the presence of the knight on g6 is definitely going to get me interested in h4, h5. That's just a great thing to do against that piece. And I think it happens to work out here. This could be well timed for him, but it could also be a big mistake. We do have everything covered here. So I think we're just going to take this. h5, I'm not sure if that actually works here. Seems unnecessary. We'll just grab it. Guys, not again. Seriously. This has got to stop. You can't tell me that this is acceptable at 800 ELO. We just have guys straight up out here that just can't count. That can't see. Like, this is like the 10th game in a row I've just won a piece in the middle of the board. I mean, this is insanity. Like, it's just so easy. I thought that I'd be showcasing this phenomenal opening and you guys would get wins with it. And that's exactly what's happened. But I thought it would be because of the opening. No, it's just because of this bishop. That's it. This bishop just winning the game on its own, single-handedly. Okay. D4. I think I'll go all the way up to h6. Wow. Queen to g5 is definitely a scary looking move. Well, I guess we'll go here. Seems to set things up nicely. Oh man, that can't be. Yeah. This is once again going to be a pretty brutal position. Well, we probably just want to take it. I'm trying to see if maybe moving the bishop back is a smart thing or not, like to give this check. I think it might be. like open up my queen for some potential checks there. Yeah, I think he's doing the right thing. Like, I would also run. So, like, you know, do we go here to stop it? I would say this is probably fine. Just go for the full attack. Yeah, check. And the crisscrossing here is going to be very strong. And the pieces coordinate pretty nicely. And GG, but guys, I can't sit here and have sympathy. First of all, our opening went pretty decent, but it's just about this right here. Now this, I chose something a little bit unusual. I would almost never play h4. If the knight was on f6, then I probably would just castled, gone for this and f4. But because of this, he has a bit of extra coverage on the e5 square, and h4, h5 is really, really strong. So definitely the move you'd want to go for here. But a lot of things are in our favor. Opponent kind of took a long time to develop. Knight's not on a usual square. Bishop traded for our knight, helped us develop. A lot of good things. Okay, we have the white pieces here. Let's try to get our setup as best we can. We're going to go here. And what I have been doing against this knight move is I've been trying to get the bishop there quickly. So let's try. Okay. The bishop to b2. Okay. Maybe we could just start with this and see what's up. Like, does he want to, yeah, what does he want to do basically? So yeah, it looks like it's got to be e3. And the only reason I'm thinking of e2 instead of d3 is just because d3 we're still pinned, but I guess you just kind of unpin a different way, like moving the queen or something. Because yeah, we want to make sure that we're playing knight e5. Now obviously a little bit weird here because we're castled on opposite sides, so doesn't exactly make the most sense, but oh, okay. Well, he just goes there. That's not bad. I guess we could take it. Play what? Queen here. Okay, he decides to put the knight in. I think this is probably one that I'm just gonna take and then hop our own knight in. And we can still use the center. I would say my pawn is easy to defend, his pawn is easy to attack and not defend for him. So let's offer a trade here. And definitely think we want to take that. Takes with the queen. Definitely a little bit unorthodox. Rook d1 comes to mind, but so does like every other move here because we have a lot of pawns we can hit. Yeah, queen g4 hits 3 pawns at once. That's got to be pretty good. Let's go here. Yeah, I'm definitely liking the look of this. Let's take... kind of putting pressure everywhere. I suspect it has to be f5. Be a little bit surprised if it wasn't. Because yeah, there's just so many pawns that need defense here. Take this in the center. Definitely thought about queen there, but I think probably not necessary. Maybe we could try queen here. I think this one we trade everything. This we're actually legitimately threatening. Yeah, so here I was thinking queen 8, a7 should probably win the game because we have the king cut off here. Only move I can see is actually putting this pawn up. And then we have 2 good bishop moves to involve the bishop as well. That's a good move by him. Yeah, it's hard to really say which one is exactly better. But yeah, could probably just go here. Because I want to do this check, and I want it to mean something. Right here, it doesn't mean anything. The rook's defended, but it's going to mean a lot if I can play bishop a5 there. Okay, bishop a5, queen a8. Our opponent played definitely better than our previous opponents here. But yeah, I think this I was gonna say, I think this move should really get the job done, but credit to him for finding b6. Yeah, it's gonna be a much more cumbersome victory here. Yeah, I like b6. That was a resilient move. We want to take and I think just check and try to collect all the material here. I suspect pawn takes bishop is the best resilience. Yeah, mainly because rook c8 just, yeah, unfortunately, I think loses pretty comfortably. Okay. In the words of the great Alexander Ovechkin, bands that make them dance. Bands that make it dance. GG to use chess. Yeah, b6 was quite a resilient defensive move. I have to admit, I didn't even consider it. I kind of played bishop a5 in my head and was like, oh yeah, he's just got to move his queen. Always got to look for better. Always got to look for better. Okay, we had an interesting game where our opponent castled long very quickly. That's fine though. We castled. Basically want to play knight e5. I feel like we're going for the same stuff every time. Here, didn't get a major attack. Maybe he could have just developed his bishop somewhere, but yeah, we could trade. And the thing is, I can defend this pawn. This pawn, it's possible we can attack with our rook, our queen, and it's very hard for him to defend, I thought. Because if he ever goes like that, we can take it. Yep, anytime you see me do a speed run of any sort, really, except the habits one. The guys will get their rating back after. It's only right. And obviously, fair is fair. So if anyone beats me in the speed run, they will get their rating taken away at the end. So I think everyone here would agree that fair is fair. All right, we get the white pieces. Let's rock and roll. d4. e6 already tells me there's a possibility that bishop just does not make it out. This move tells me there's a possibility that none of his pieces make it out. And this is definitely where we seem to be going. Interesting. Okay. Odd. Just odd. You know, what could the lad be thinking here? Can we get our knight in there early? Oh my goodness. I mean, these guys are not real. You're telling me that this is a 900? What is this opening, man? Like, come on here. No, I mean... Dude. Alright. I take it back. I will have to note down this guy's name, because there's no way this guy deserves 9 ELO points back for this. Okay, so let's get real. Alright, gonna add this name to the spreadsheet. Tell them to omit this one when they're processing refunds. Hielos 31, yeah. I mean, it just can't. I mean, it's not right. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the power of this opening right here. You wouldn't be able to get these quick victories without the Colle Zukertort, okay? Hopefully you're all realizing that the only reason you're not getting checkmates in 9 moves against your rating peers is you're not playing the Colle Zukertort. The information is all there. The stats are as clear as day. Okay, d4, we go d5. We're up against a London setup here, but I think we can stick to our stuff. The only difference is obviously when we go here, which we're about to, you know, the bishop is going to be able to take it, so that's okay. Yeah, I think we just don't want to take there. It gives our opponent a bit too much control. Okay, he takes. I think we can take with the pawn pretty nicely here. Queen takes makes a lot of sense as well, but just so you know, I think pawn takes was pretty reasonable there. All right, he goes knight there. Let's bring our knight in. Obviously, this is a very high percentage move because the likelihood of them taking and losing a piece is about 90% based on this series so far. Okay, well, we'll take a free pawn, won't we, guys? Thank you kindly. And look at that. Already snagging a free pawn for our troubles. Okay, this queen does need to move. I think queen back makes the most sense. Okay, he's making some good threats here. I think it's probably time to support that knight. Okay, he's gonna take. Usually we take with the F pawn, just because it's the more aggressive type of move. One thing about rook d1 is we definitely don't want to blunder that pawn. So I'll most likely be moving my queen here. Most likely. And by most likely, of course I mean definitely yes. So where can we put this queen? Maybe something simple like this makes sense. Pawn on c5. Want to be careful not to put all my pawns on light squares here. I have light square bishop, so I want to start thinking about putting some pawns on dark squares. That will help a lot. Okay, I'm really liking this move. Getting my bishop into d3. That looks pretty nice there. Yeah, this bishop is anchored in there. Now we can play c4. It is going to allow him to put his knight on d4. So that part is a bit annoying, but maybe it allows us to go all out on the attack. I'm not sure. I kind of like the idea of c4. I'll start with e5 though, and I think doubling the rooks is our next idea. h5, h4 against the knight, always pretty smart. For now, I think we just don't need to do it. Like, it's not 100% necessary, so we'll leave it. Yeah, again here, I think we just leave it, do nothing. and just take this back. Okay, well, we'll definitely add some more pressure to the knight there. And I don't think we're quite... Yeah, we're not threatening to do anything just yet, but Queen F5 looks like we're ready to get involved there. Yeah, and there's no way realistically you can survive this. Like, I have every single piece aimed at it, so I think we can just take it, and take it, and take it, and take it. Just put him on the spin cycle there. Okay, let's go d4, d5 immediately, makes sense. And I think we've established that b3 is the one that makes sense. Let's go knight d2, so we make sure to support the knight so we don't like take back with a pawn. I know the move order looks a little bit strange. Now the question is, you know, do we need to play that? Because to be honest, we should probably just go bishop b2, and if bishop b4, then play a3. So I think we will do that. If he wants to give me the bishop, I think we should be pretty happy. And yeah, he's just gonna go here instead. Let's start with h3 just to see where he wants to put that bishop. Let's go here. I assume knight f6. It's really hard to imagine otherwise. And now I've had this, you know, thought, debate, question before. I'm really not sure what the correct answer is because I want to play knight e5, and if I play bishop d3, I'm kind of worried that like I'll never be able to play it. But I guess we can move our queen later, or even something ultra aggressive like moving that. I don't know. I kind of want to play bishop e2, just so I'm worried that there'll be a spot where I never get to play knight e5 and he just kind of sits there with a nice pin. So let's do it. Let's play bishop e2 only to facilitate this. I would pretty much never do it otherwise. Okay, we get our pawn there. Okay, the knight comes in. We want to take, and I think this is sort of what we were after here. So the question is, do we play queen g4? Do we play rook d1? Because I think our opponent's probably going to castle that way. I think I'll play this. I think this might be the better move, but the reason I'm interested in this one is it stops him from castling, and so I'm curious after I do this how he's going to play. Because there's an option for him to play queen g5, which I thought might be a little bit too risky. Queen b5 looks good, and the move that I was also interested in was bishop a3 to stop him from castling in both directions. So first of all, there's no capturing here, so I would say castling is the most eligible move, but you're looking down the barrel of queen takes b7, which doesn't really look fun at all. So yeah, he stops that. Can we play this? Let's try it. Stop him from castling in both directions now. And maybe we just like double the rooks. So he goes here. He is allowing us to just take everywhere. That looks pretty trustworthy. Okay, I guess he has knight there, so we might need to do something like this. But really, bishop a3 is the sort of the move that comes to mind. Let's go here and maybe try to put the queen on d6. I like our pieces here, that's for sure. Okay. Rook c8. Maybe rook d1 is the... it's probably the move there. Looks like a pretty good move. Better than the move we did. We're going to have to... maybe go to d1 next. Yeah, I really like this... this rook d1 move. If we had played rook d1, I think that would have been nice. Because then he would have taken, and we actually would have maybe got a back rank mate there. Could have been good. What? No. Not like this, man. Not like this. What's happening? I feel like he, oh no, what? I feel like he had it there. All right. We're up against the clock now. Might have to get some shifty pre-moves in. This is probably safe. I mean, technically, yeah, we should go here. At least defend the rook. I don't think he should take. It's gonna be close. Very close. Okay. At least this is a safe pre-move, meaning whatever move he does, I think we can react to. I can't believe we picked the unsafe move. It's so unlucky. I actually didn't see the king going back, I'm gonna be honest. Gotta keep it real. Pick the safe king move. Yeah, I thought just pre-move checkmate no matter what. Didn't even occur to me that he could move his king back, to be honest. Otherwise we would have picked this move, because at least it's supported. But I mean, right here, the guy gets the castle. Thought that we were actually keeping him away from castling, but he defends this and defends this. Well, I mean, it already was defended, but I mean, the two pieces that we thought we had pressure on were both taken care of by castling. So this was actually a very smart move and just completely underestimated, because I think we made the best move here. But if I was making the move that looks the most annoying, I feel like I would probably be interested in this. Because why not? This move looks the most annoying. I don't know if it actually is, but now the king can't castle. So sometimes even if it's not the best move, a move like this can cause your opponent, you know, the most trouble. So definitely a great sequence by black. He just castled and I was like, well, I have a great position, definitely. But I kind of thought that the guy wasn't able to castle. Like, I thought he was going to play rook c8 here. So by castling, all of a sudden, guy's got a great position. This is the uncharacteristic move. Rook c7. I really don't know what he was thinking here. It's such an odd mistake. Maybe a mouse slip. Rook c6, maybe. Because every other idea, I could see his intention. So that's uncharacteristic rook c7. But I mean, he is a 900, so I guess a move like that's going to pop out once in a while. A shame, because I feel like he would have had it minus rook c7 there. Thank you for making it to the end of another episode of the Colle Zukertort speedrun. It's definitely one of the easiest attacking weapons to learn in chess, so I hope that this series is making it easier to understand. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on post notifications so you do not miss our next episode.